And we're back. We're still here. It's my favorite time of the year. It's Fringe season. Yay. Yeah, it happens somewhere between summer and the rest of summer. And it is happening right now. Come see some shows. And you know what would be a great show to come see? What would be a great show to see?
The most honest man in the world.
And that's an honest answer, definitely.
Yeah.
This here is Andrew Wade. You might remember him last year from his silly hat. What did you do last year? It was
from the Hatter, yeah. It was
a
show. It was a tea party where you let everyone drink some tea and go on a ride with the Mad Hatter as he tried to get back home.
Yeah. And let me editorialize here and say that was like one of my favorites last year. So I'm really excited about you've brought this to town this year. Really excited. It is, about what?
This is the world premiere.
Ooh.
Thursday was the very first time I've ever performed it. It's a show called the Most Honest Man in the World. I decided to try and do whatever terrifies me the most, which is generally what I do for theater. So with the Hatter, that was improvising a song. With the Most Honest Man in the World, it's telling personal stories and just mapping out the life of someone who tries to live as honestly as humanly possible. Possibly to his detriment at times.
Yeah, I could see that possibly not working out in some situations.
Yeah, so to give you an example, how it's been a lifelong journey. When I was 8, I decided for a year to not listen to music because I figured out that music was emotionally manipulative. And so you think that, just picture this little 8-year-old boy who's like, nope, not going to use my Walkman. Because when I hear happy music, it makes me happy, and therefore that is not a genuine emotion, and that would, yeah.
That's only slightly messed up.
Only slightly messed up. I evolved from there, adapted and improved and such. But I kind of tag it as the lifelong love story of the pursuit of honesty over all happiness.
Nice. Well, how do you qualify your truth? How do you make sure someone's telling the truth?
Well, throughout the show, I also will be constructing a lie detector machine.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Now, typical lie detector machines cost like $5,000, so I'm not going to use a real one. I'm grabbing parts that all measure individual elements of a lie detector machine measures. For example, lie detector machine, one thing it measures is blood pressure. So I have a blood pressure monitor here. So here, if you don't mind attaching this onto yourself here,
let's try. Oh,
give you a go. Just give that a measure.
Yeah, all right.
So you can. All right. Typically, this would be above the elbow, but you're smartly dressed, so we'll leave it be for now.
This doesn't actually come off. It's stuck.
That's fair. I just want to make sure that you're telling the truth in this interview here. Okay, so we got that.
Wait a second. I'm starting to feel vulnerable now.
Yeah, so that's going to be measuring that. One fancy thing that we find gets measured is skin conductance, which is a fancy way of saying how much you sweat. You see, people, when they're lying, they tend to sweat more. Not necessarily perceptibly, unless you've got fancy equipment here. So we're just going to attach this to your fingers here.
I'm starting to get scared. Is this a normal reaction?
Yeah. That's a problem people have with lie detector machines, is they get nervous, which also triggers things like sweat. It's a reason why lie detector machines are only about 65 to 80% accurate, depending on what study you're looking at.
All
right. Oh, I've got an error for this one because don't have it quite at the right spot.
Right.
Now, what's important is to get a baseline here.
Okay, baseline.
So get a baseline reading here. I've got it set to ohms. This is a multimeter. We're looking at your ohms here.
Okay.
Do
I have enough?
We got. Yeah, it's set to. There we go. Set to ohms.
This is really exciting.
Yeah, we got a reading here. So, just give us a baseline here. Can you tell me what's your favorite color?
Blue.
All right, you sounded like you weren't certain about that, but we've got a baseline here.
I'm scared.
Around 350 here.
Okay.
All right, and we got a baseline for this. All right, well, 120 and 81, very healthy, very good.
Good.
Got a slow pulse there. So now to test whether you're lying, can you tell me one thing that's true and one thing that's a lie?
I love cheesecake and I can fly.
All right, so let's do this one more time. So I love cheesecake. Just say I love cheesecake.
I love cheesecake.
All right, so we got a reading for that. So around 350, and now your lie here.
I can fly.
Oh,
Like without using any machines.
yeah.
I can just think, off I go.
When you said I can fly, it definitely popped by about 20 there.
Nice.
Yeah. So there we go. So throughout the show, I will be latching myself onto these, as well as other machines. Some of them a little more sillier. Yeah, ultimately, it's a show about trying to find what I believe is true, because that's ultimately what a lie detector machine measures. It's what you yourself believe to be true. Because I'm sure
Nice.
you may have had moments in your life where you've said something without knowing whether you really believe it.
Yeah.
Whether it's something simple like, yeah, I'd like to have a conversation with you. Like,
$12
wait, no,
is
I
a great
wouldn't.
price for a hot dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something more complicated like I love you.
Wow. Well, I can't wait to see this, because again, Mad Hatter was one of my favorites last year. I imagine this is going to be totally different, but I can't
Completely
wait to see
different,
what
but yeah.
you've dreamed up, man.
Excellent.
So, did it say I was lying during any part of that? Because I wasn't, man. I'm pretty sure I was telling the
Yeah,
truth.
yeah.
Cool. Well,
I believe you.
once again, the name of the show is,
The most honest man in the world
and where is it?
at the Victoria School upstairs auditorium.
Nice. It's a bit of a walk. I'm not lying about that, but you're going to have a good time, and I ain't lying about that either.
It's like 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an adventure.
Yeah. And yeah, it'll be a very intriguing time.